So I fancy doing another War Stories episode today. This one on a sniping legend, Carlos Hathcock. I'm sure a lot of you thought I was going to say Seymour Herr there, since every second comment on these videos tends to be Seymour Herr, but I figured a lot of people probably already know about Seymour Herr, so I figured Carlos Hathcock would perhaps be a bit more interesting. If you know about him already, and I'm sure a lot of people already do, as he is a very famous sniper, then you get to watch my awesome gameplay / terrible sniping of using the SRR here in Battlefield 4. I just figured that this bit of me missing targets would probably perfectly complement this real-life act of heroism I'm going to tell you about. What was I thinking? But before I tell you the story, I'm just going to tell you about what's happening with me tomorrow. Basically, and I'm sure some of you have been subscribed to me for a while now, I damaged my knee when I was playing rugby back at school, and I had a couple of operations supposedly to stop it so I don't get arthritis when I'm older. And apparently I've got to have it redone, but this time under a general anesthetic, tomorrow morning. So hopefully I will survive that, as I hear there is a bit of a mortality rate with general anesthetics, because I've got that at 7 o'clock UK time tomorrow morning. And if I do survive that, and you'll be pleased if I do, because I've got a lot of Otis Life and DayZ footage, then I shall get those posted up next week. But I have heard that when you do have a general anesthetic, you can get a sore throat from it. So if I sound a bit croaky next week, if I survive it, then that will be why. Because I think I don't know if it's the drugs they give you to knock you out when you have it, or maybe they have to tube you or something so you actually breathe after they've knocked you out. But whatever they do, it could supposedly make you sound a bit croaky for the week afterwards. So I'm just telling you in case you hear it in my voice in next week's videos. Carlos Hathcock, though, a man whose watch was always set to time to kick ass. He was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, and as with a lot of these really good shots, he had a hunt when he was little, so he learned at a very young age to actually get food for his family. But when he was 17, he joined the Marine Corps, and I think he trained as sort of just a standard soldier initially, but he did win the Wimbledon Cup for long-range marksmanship, I think within his first year there, which was, I've heard, very prestigious. And it was actually quite lucky that he became a sniper, because the Marines, to combat the Viet Cong, who were recruiting some snipers with rather cool names like Cobra and Apache, both of whom Hathcock killed, they started making one sniper per platoon to sort of protect all the other soldiers. Hathcock, of course, with him being the best shot in his platoon, was selected to be their sniper, and it didn't take him very long to get set up defending Hill 55, where he was based. I'm going to tell you now about a couple of his sniper feats out there. He did actually get 93 confirmed kills against the MV8, and at that point, for a confirmed kill, not only did your spotter have to see the kill, but you also had to have somebody of an officer rank there as well. And of course, because snipers and spotters just generally went out alone, Hathcock, he predicts himself, got around 300 kills in Vietnam, not just the 93 that were confirmed. Now, Hathcock very quickly became the fear of the Viet Cong. He killed one of their female snipers, the Apache sniper I was telling you about before, who was called Apache because she used to shoot US troops, not with a kill shot, but so that they would bleed out in pain without anybody else being able to rescue them. But he managed to take her out, which I think was a pretty big moral victory for the guys in his platoon, because she'd got them pinned down on Hill 55. He also crawled over 4 days, 1,500 yards, I'm talking about inch by inch, over a completely open field in a ghillie suit on his own to get a shot on an MVA general who was in an encampment in a dip at the end of the field. He managed to make it, even though he nearly got bit by a bamboo viper, which would have killed him had it bit him, but of course he couldn't move, because it was such an open field and the Viet Cong was specifically watching that area, which is why no other troops apart from a sniper could possibly push up there. But he kept his nerve, pushed up, killed the general, and managed to crawl all the way back, because of course the field was so open he couldn't sort of just get up and run out of there after he'd fired, and he nearly got trampled on twice by the Viet Cong as they went out searching for him, but they didn't see him hidden there in his ghillie suit. It was at this point that the Viet Cong, the MVA, put out a bounty of $30,000, which you might think doesn't sound that much, but by then, $8 to about $2,000 was sort of the range that the Viet Cong used to put out on American soldiers, like a specific soldier that particularly attacked them or they wanted killed. So this was 15 times as much as they would usually pay for the killing of a sniper, and troops of snipers used to go out to try and kill him, and Hathcock killed all of them. And he was actually quite an easy target for them in some respects, because they used to call him Long Trang. Like the $30,000 reward was for the killing of Long Trang, which was Hathcock. And that was because Long Trang in Vietnamese means white feather, and he used to have a white feather in his, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a crocodile Dundee hat. So he had one of those, and he always used to wear that. And to trick the counter snipers that came after him, lots of other Marines used to put similar white feathers in their hats as well, so they couldn't take out Hathcock, and they didn't know who was who. And one particular sniper who came after Hathcock was called Cobra, and he'd taken out quite a lot of Marines. And if you're wondering where the inspiration came from for Steven Spielberg in Saving Private Ryan, where Sniper Jackson shot the other sniper in the bell tower through his scope, that came from Hathcock. He actually, when he was out in the bush, he saw a glint to the side of him, turned, zeroed, and shot, and the bullet went down the scope and killed the Cobra sniper who was watching out for him. And it was at such a long range that it was actually quite lucky Hathcock managed to do that, because of course with the flight time and the fact that he had to be looking at Hathcock, like have actually seen him for the bullet to go down the scope, to be aiming in on Hathcock for that to actually happen. The Hathcock could have been killed if he'd fired just a second later, but he was lucky in that he just managed to take out Cobra in time. None of these things though actually got Hathcock his Silver Star though. It was what ended his career as a sniper that got him as it. He was travelling to a location in an Amtrak with the 7 other soldiers, and it hit an anti-tank mine. And the Amtrak, the bouncer, I think he hit his head inside it, and it knocked him unconscious for, like a flat 5 minutes, set on fire. All the troops were trapped in there because of the way the Amtrak had been destroyed by the mine. Hathcock woke up, even though he was badly burned, waded through the fire, and managed to drag out all of whom survived from the Amtrak. And he was actually awarded the Silver Star 30 years later, I think, when the actions were confirmed, or something within the military was changed. But he got a Purple Heart and a Silver Star for that. For any of you wondering, by the way, what rifles Hathcock used when he was sniping, he used a Winchester Model 70 with an 8-time scope the vast majority of the time. He also used a 50 cal Browning machine gun, like a mounted machine gun with a 10-time scope he made a special mount for, and he actually got the longest sniper kill at the time in 1967 for 2,286 meter kill using that. And because of his development in the Marine Corps training program, it was actually his work with the 50 cal that snipers started using 50 cal sniper rifles in the future. So when you're using your AS-50 with its NATO rounds, they are, I think, directly based off the ones that Hathcock used to use in his Browning. Now, I just wanted to end with a quote from Ernest Hemingway, which Hathcock kept written down in his shirt pocket on a piece of paper when he went out sniping. "Certainly there is no hunting like the hunting of man, and those who've hunted armed men long enough and like it never really care for anything else thereafter." And when Hathcock was asked why he liked this quote in an interview, he said, "I like shooting and I love hunting, but I never did enjoy killing anybody. It's my job. If I don't get those bastards, then they're going to kill a lot of these kids dressed up like Marines." That's the way I look at it. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next chapter.